Winning Wednesday. Y'all already know it's been 2 weeks. Last week we had Coach Jewel and Coach Jasmine for the guests, and the session was so good. But how is everybody feeling? We got another set of guests today that I hope that y'all are excited to hear from. So I do see some comments. I think this is the first time that YouTube is in line with Restream, but let me just check before I miss anybody. Okay. Oop. Okay, yeah, it's online. Hey, Reality. Is it Traveling Gamer Eugene or Antoine? Hey, Santana. Hey, Kyasia. Hey, Orlando. Happy Winning Wednesday, Dawn. Hey, Mar. Hey, Jada. I think Ilzamp is Antoine, right? Hey, Antoine. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Naeem. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a minute. Okay, bet. Hey, Eugene. Hey, Sid. Hey, Yo-Yo. How is everybody feeling? And I can give y'all like a little quick update. I'm trying to figure out what's the last set of things I told y'all. Okay, more of the story. This week kind of been like iffy for me. Monday I ended up going to the dermatologist. I feel like I told most people that my hair was coming out in a bit, but yeah, I was dealing with that. So yeah, on Monday I went to the dermatologist and they gave me a solution. They told me what it was, so now I'm relieved and I don't have to think about that anymore. Well, I still think about it, but they gave me something to treat it. And then yesterday I was with my kids and that was a little shaky too. But I'm hopeful that tomorrow is going to be a better day. We're going to kind of bring it back and do some reflection so we can figure out what to do next week. Other than that, yeah, I've been pretty good. But what's been going on with y'all? Talia said she's feeling okay. Antoine said I'm good. Eugene, you feeling good or you okay? Because sometimes the arrows be a little off. And yo, we got a lot of guests tonight too. So hopefully y'all engage. Y'all all in the comments. Y'all send this to some people. Oh, okay, you good. That's good. All right, well, JD, you said I'm okay with the period. That kind of is throwing me off. Like, what's really going on? Oh, and I got put onto a show like maybe a couple weeks ago called New Amsterdam. And I really like The Good Doctor, so somebody told me about New Amsterdam. And I think I like New Amsterdam more than I like The Good Doctor. I binge watched it, and it's 4 seasons. I finished the whole first season, and I'm like on the 9th episode, which is like halfway through the second season. Mar said I'm getting there. Jada said, LOL, I'm having hair problems too. Well, I definitely would recommend going to the dermatologist. The dermatologist that I went to down here, they were like really quick. Like I looked through the insurance providers, or the providers that are covered by my insurance or in network, and they were relatively close to where Spelman is. So I went there, and there were certain things that I was looking for. But basically, what they ended up doing is giving me like steroid shots in my head, like 5 or 6, and it hurts less than a shot in your arm. And they said it's pretty common that like people have to get them. And then they also gave me like this alcohol-based solution or something like that to put in my head, like in the back, to like help like stimulate growth. But they said that it's already kind of growing back. But just hit me up if you got like any other questions, and I can kind of like help the best Jada, you can't see it. Like, you can't see them put the needle in your head. Well, it's not like a big needle for one, but you can't see it because it's like your head is facing this way. And if it's like not a mirror in front of you, you can't see them do it. But the lady that I had was really nice. So I trusted it. Don't go woke. Don't go woke. But all right, y'all. So I'm about to let all of my guests on. Make sure that y'all are super engaged in the chat. If y'all have any questions, comments, y'all already know what to do. And yeah, I'm about to let them on.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Cam.
Hey.
Nice meeting you all. Hey, Heart Smiles.
It's nice meeting you. Okay, y'all.
Is it a way to...
What'd you say?
I'm sorry. Is it a way that we can share our screen when we have a presentation?
Yes. So at the bottom, it should be an icon, like the third icon that says share screen. And then I'll flip the switch to turn it on so y'all can share screen.
Okay.
But yeah, real quick before y'all share your screen, today we have our guests, which are from Youth as Resources. So I'll have everyone go around and introduce themselves really quickly, and then I'll share the screen for you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I'm a bit lost trying to share the screen.
It should be like the third icon over.
Oh,
yeah. At the bottom.
I'm the problem. We need Julie. What you need?
What's up?
What you need? Don't have the.
Hold on.
Did you get it, Marcus?
2. Okay. Bear with me. I'm so sorry.
If y'all want to send it to me too, and then I share, that's fine. Okay, wait, I see it.
Okay. Do y'all see this?
Yes.
Can somebody help me?
Yeah, we're sharing now. But it
What we can do is your concern like seeing the comments at the same time? Or is it like sharing your screen in general?
No. Clicking slideshow on the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Kylia, I'm passing it to you. Okay, hello and welcome, Heart Smiles. Thank you all for participating in our grant workshop. We are so happy that you're here. We're going to go around and introduce each board members. It's a few people in each Zoom or in each room that we have. So I'm going to go first. My name is Kylia White.
I'm Raya Bano.
I'm Amir.
You can pass it to the big room. Okay, my name is Tori Grace. I am your Community Outreach and Task Force Staff Manager as well as our current board chair.
Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a board member.
Good evening. My name is Christopher Givens. I'm the treasurer. Hey, my name is Marcus Bentley. I am adult secretary and treasurer.
Hello, I'm Anthony Martin. I'm a board member.
Hello, my name is Garrett Rivers. I'm the president here, y'all. My name is Sean Rice. I'm a tax force member. My name is Taquan.
My name is
Dory. Quinn.
That's all we have.
Thank you.
Ruben, are you going to introduce yourselves or no?
Sure. My name is Julie. Thank you. I'm Jada. We appreciate it, and I work for the board of directors. Pleased to be.
Hey, I'm Kyle Rubin. Do I hear echo? Anyway, I'm Kai Rubin. I'm the administration and task force manager at YAR. That's it.
Thank y'all. Tori, can you take us to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay. This is our agenda. My bad. We was having feedback. Okay, so we did our hello and welcome. Next, we're going to go over our group agreements and the logistics of our our application and our workshop. We're going to go over a brief overview of YAR. We're going to have a community conversations, go over our guidelines and our application and our process, and then we're going to have a conclusion. So these are our group agreements. This is basically an agreement for everybody in this session that we will be open-minded, engaged, respectful. We will have no put downs of anyone. Keep it to one mic, and Elmo means let's move on. So if any person gets stuck, or if the group gets stuck on a specific discussion, we can save time and just tell us to move on. We want everybody to put their phones away and on silent so it won't distract us or you during the workshop. And we really want everyone to participate. We wasn't aware that everyone was going to be in the comments. So we do appreciate the comment, love, and feedback, and we're going to do activities. So we do want participation. I'm going to pass it off to Mariah. No, Sean, I'm sorry.
And really quick before Sean goes, if anybody wants to hop on and actually engage real time, let me know that too, and I just send y'all the link.
We are a non-profit grant-making organizing leadership development organization led by young people between the ages of 14 and 24. We provide grants up to $5,000 for youth-led community organizing projects and social enterprises. Our grant empowers young people to make critical changes in our communities and institutions. We are governed by a board of directors currently made up of 25 youth and young adults. Our board of directors manages 2 grant packets per year, one in the fall and one in the spring. The board is responsible for planning and carrying out our grant seeker workshops, designing grant guidelines, making all funding decisions, setting programming priorities, raising the funding necessary to carry out our work, and much more. And I'm going to pass it on to Mark.
Miss Mariah. All right. Hi, y'all. I'm Mariah. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the recent funding projects that we've done. The first one is Framing Lines. This is where high school students
organize peer mentoring programs that help youth heal from and cope with having a family member who's incarcerated. So they've done like discussion groups, therapeutic art activities, etc. The next one is It's Upsetting Me and My Homegirls. This is where young leaders are addressing the problem of environmental racism, particularly that of food deserts and dumping by increasing the awareness of environmental issues using advertising, organized labor, etc. And then the last one is On a Job Kind of Nervous. This is where Career Academy students have launched their own school-based driving school for students at Career and Youth Opportunity High School. And it is at a very reduced rate. Right now, Julie told me earlier that they're not really having their driving school right now. They're doing like a thing where they do their driving hours. So they also have time where they do their driving hours and things like that. So yeah.
And they got $50. They got negotiated with the driving school until they could open their own to do $50 for the people who get
Okay. So are there any questions or comments before we move on? You want me to, if no, we can move on. Next slide. I gave you a couple of minutes. Niara.
Okay, hello. My name is Niara. So today we're going to talk about, we're going to have a community conversation. First, we're going to talk about problems. So what are some of our most critical problems in our community and institution? We can't.
Oh, we need Kylie or somebody to read them off too, because we can't see the chat. Okay, I will. Thank you. Also, we're unable to mute, so everything I need the people in the room, I have to type it. I'm not being this way. So if we just wanted to know what are some problems in y'all communities that y'all see daily. Like in my community, I know that they addressed in the project Mariah went over. A big problem in my community is dumping. Also, I frequently call what's it called 311 to like literally get rid of the trash because it's like piled up so high. It could be in your schools or community.
I can talk just because I know y'all can't really hear the voices of people in the chat right now, but I'm from Baltimore, but right now I'm in Atlanta because I go to Spelman, and a lot of the issues that occur in Baltimore happen in Atlanta too. So recently, someone that attended Clark was murdered, like literally right next to Clark. So that's been like a big problem. We've also had like some break-ins on campus, and some other things. So security is one of the biggest problems I think in the community and in like as far as around the school.
Is there any other problems that anyone would like to acknowledge?
And also, I want y'all to keep in mind it's a couple second delay from restream to YouTube. Okay, Jada commented something. I'll pin the comments too.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to new causes. So
we got some problems actually coming in, Niara. Someone said economics. If Jada, if you would like to elaborate, please do. Someone said trash, like I said, killer. Someone also said trash. Jada elaborated what they meant by economics. Economics plays a huge role in how schools are governed, as well as the way communities are impacted. Mm-hmm.
I totally agree, and I really think these are big problems that could be fixed. Trash seems to be a really common one that I also agree with is a really big problem in Baltimore. If there are any other problems that anyone would want to bring up, whether they're at home, school, just walking around the city, any problems are definitely like would like to be heard.
I don't see more comments coming in about the problems.
Oh,
Actually, as soon as I said it, it came in. Judgment by what you hear instead of knowing the person. It's a big thing in Baltimore because it's a small city, and a lot of people go by what they hear about a person. Oh, the minimum wage. Also, Jada also said, I feel like minimum wage is low because people are struggling, and it impacts where they live, and it controls how much the schools do. I agree.
I totally agree with a lot of your problems, and we're going to start moving our way onto causes. But I want to thank you so much for speaking and telling us these problems, so maybe in the future we can help. So next is causes. Why are there problems, and what causes these problems? So this could be people, government, anything that causes these problems. Please let us know.
Can I go first again?
Yeah.
I feel like the cause of the trash buildup is definitely the lack of system or organization we have with our trash, and just like the trash systems that we have within Baltimore. Because I feel like even like when we talk about recycling, we really don't have all the information around it, and like we don't talk about that sector in our local government either. We don't really talk about sanitation, the sanitation department, and everything. So if we if we just target them and try to raise more awareness, I feel like it would be a problem that would get taken care of.
Yes, I totally agree. We have a comment here that says, I think government redistricting which passes the buck on to others so no one really is held accountable. I totally agree. From personal experience, I do not see the more poor or impoverished areas of Baltimore being cleaned as much as I see other areas, such as Cross Keys, near Townsend, anything of that sort. So I totally agree, and I totally think these are big causes. If there are any other causes that you would like to share, please let me know. Because this problem is a lack of communication or lack of seeing all aspects of these problems. Instead, most of the time, people look at the benefit for themselves. I totally agree. And I think that also ties into with the government. So we're gonna keep talking about causes, but surely we're gonna move on to solutions. So if anyone has the last minute thoughts of any causes, please let us know.
I can share. So I feel like the common denominator for like the violence across Baltimore and Atlanta or just urban cities in general is people don't have emotional intelligence or self-control. And a lot of people aren't taught about it. So like as far as like if people get into an argument, like a lot of times I feel like the killings is really no purpose or meaning behind it. Like people can get into an argument and it escalates into somebody bringing a gun to the issue instead of addressing it with words. So I think a lot of it is lack of self-control and lack of knowledge on emotional intelligence.
Yes, I totally agree. And to add my thoughts, I really believe that I agree with you that there is a lack of emotional intelligence, but I really think the lack of outlets as well. So when children don't have anyone to go to or anything to put that sadness or that mad into something else, they go and do what they see everyone else is doing. So I totally agree, and I really think that for your causes, so let's move on to solutions. How can we address the causes of these problems? What demands can we make, or what can we do to organize to make a change? What ideas do y'all think could definitely come as a solution to these problems that y'all are saying we're facing as a community? This one says, solution. How can we address? I'm sorry. But if anyone has any thoughts, no one is judging. Everyone's thoughts is very acknowledged, and we are happy to hear them.
Can I want to go. I think I could. I think a solution to community trash is, like I said earlier, kind of building a rapport with the sanitation department and like let them know that we are watching them and their mistakes just won't go what's it called under the what you say?
Oh, like swept under the rug.
It won't go underneath the rug. Yeah.
One for me, I want to go.
So
we also
solution
address
here as well, by raising minimum wage, I totally agree with the economy of the U.S. rising. We definitely should raise minimum wage so everyone can be able to live a healthy life. And if there's any other solutions, y'all keep coming in. But I will share my solution. Also, implementing tax advances in the community. I think that would be a great idea, especially go to the impoverished areas first, and then make our way around that. I really agree with this, and I really want to thank y'all again for sharing y'all thoughts and y'all concerns. I really appreciate it. Y'all can keep coming in with solutions, but I'm going to share one of my solutions that I think would be great. We're going to be wrapping up this shortly, so please come in and tell us your solutions. I believe a solution would be putting less money to policing schools and in private areas and putting them into programs or just things to help the families that are in need. I think that would be a great solution. But this would be the last call for any solution.
Follow up. Like putting the money for resources that are identified by the community. Also, I would say holding our government accountable.
I would like to go. One of the things we can address, like the cause and what we can do, is like we have to take the actual people who throw the trash on the ground accountable. So like even if it takes like having community meetings, we'd be like, all right, don't be dirty, pick up the trash. That could be like a really good solution because we always talk about what the people in charge of cleaning up can do, but what about the people that's starting the problem in the first place?
Yes, I totally agree. So now we're going to be closing this conversation, and we're going to be moving on to our next topic. So, why do we do this? Your fund projects that you create to address the cause of our most critical community issues. Your belief the youth who are impacted by these issues have the best insight into how to address the issues. You can count on us to provide the resources to do so. Next are our guidelines, the criteria for getting a grant. We're going to pass this on to Kylia.
So we're gonna pull up our application so we can show it with you. I'm going to pass it off to Ruben so he can explain the application and the guidelines.
Give us a little second to bring it up, though.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Are y'all gonna pull it up?
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull it up. I'm so sorry.
No. While she's doing that, I'll just explain a little. So I want to thank y'all for participating in the community conversation. It's a nice segue into our guidelines. What I'm going to go over is just basically the criteria for those that want to apply to YAR4 grant. So you have like a business or a project, or you're a nonprofit that wants to critically impact Baltimore or fix some of the issues that we talked about. This is the criteria for those, that we fund. And in a minute, I'll go over the application as well. So I will start with the guidelines and then show, okay. Cool. Page 2, please. Thank you. You can zoom in. I don't know how well they can see it. You can zoom in just a little. I can read it from my laptop though. So for our guidelines, our grants are given out to other young people. We consider young to be up to the age of 24. So as long as, I'd say, somewhere between all and the majority of the people working on your project or like making the main decisions of your project are 24 and under, you fit that guideline. The applicants must have a sponsoring organization. So if you are not, if you don't have a 501c3 status with the government, you can get like an agreement with another organization, say it's a church or school, any other nonprofit who will basically just hold the money for you and then give it to you as you ask for your project. You all will be responsible for that agreement. And then there's no lower age limit for the applications, but the person that we contact must be at least 11 years old, just for communication purposes. And funding requests go up to $5,000. The average grant is still $27,000. And as I stated earlier, projects funded will be those that address critical community problems, where young people come up with the idea, create the plan, and do the work, and make all the decisions. So that plan has to come from you all. It can't be like your teacher's idea. It's got to be yours. This has to be started and carried out by the same group of young people, and has to be long-term and make a lasting change. We don't fund one-day or short-term events, and we consider long-term to be about a year. We give out yearly grants. And then your budget has to be realistic, and you have to have a solid plan. In addition, what's up?
Oh, may I ask something?
Mm-hmm.
Only because this is a question that I got from somebody. So when we say it has to be started and carried out by the same group of young people, that's not saying like if you go off to college, you can't pass this project on to like somebody who's attending the school that you have this project going on at, so you can pass it on to like a 9th grade or a 10th grader that you trust. So yeah, that's it.
The idea of that guideline is that it's not academic, that it's not like the senior class plans a project for the junior class to carry out.
Okay, thank you for that. And the next applications can be handwritten, but we do prefer typed. We emailed these out, and I guess we'll figure out a way to get this application to all of you after this. They should be neat and formatted, and questions should be answered thoughtfully and thoroughly. We do have a stipend policy. Stipends are basically money that's paid to people for service. Usually stipends can go to like DJs, people for like babysitting. For our stipend policy, though, we only consider those that are youth organizers. And they are only available for those that are renewals for us. So if you're a first year grantee, unfortunately, we won't fund stipends. You can still have them in your budget and get them funded from somewhere else, but we won't fund them. And then they're only available for high school aged youth, and they can't exceed 25% of your total yard request. So say you're applying for $100, no more than 25 of those dollars can be for stipends. And then if you can scroll down to actually skip that whole next page for me. We'll just start on the application. Wherever the contact page is for that, the cover page.
Keep going.
Yeah, page 6.
I don't see page numbers.
Where it says one more, I think. Yep, that one. Cool. So this is the start of the application. For those of you that are new, if you're a renewal, then there's a renewal page you have to fill out. But for most of you, this is our cover page. It'll tell us what workshop you attended, whether that's the private one, one of the 2 pre-scheduled ones, with the name of your youth-led organization, youth-led program, or social enterprise, which that's also businesses, and then just some basic contact stuff, your name, or at least the youth lead contact, your age, title, preferred pronouns, email, phone number, things like that. And if you have an adult ally, we'll ask the same questions for them. And then we'll ask you if you have a sponsoring organization. Can you scroll a little bit? Because I'm down to the sponsoring stuff. Yeah. Now we'll ask if you have a sponsor organization, and then their information. So the organization name, the contact, their title, the sponsoring address, email, phone number. Whoever your sponsor organization is should be like a treasurer or like an executive director, someone that's going to see the funds and hand them to you. Next page is the start of the narrative. Question number 1 is, what community problems does your project focus on and address? And what does your group believe causes those problems? Similar to the community convo we just had, it's kind of why we do that. It's like an example of how you could answer this. So once you know what the problem is, you can explain what causes it. And then in the next question number 2, you'll go into basically the solution. So how is your project going to address this? And you'll basically just describe your plan there in detail. As much, I want to say as much detail as you want, but like, please don't give us a 3-page essay. Number 3 is, how did you come up with the project? Remember, that's one of our guidelines. We want to know basically what motivates you all to do this and to make sure you see through your plan. Number 4 is, what do you expect to be different because of your work? How will you make a lasting change? So what's the end result? And then number 5 is, how will you measure that change you're making? So some type of evaluation, whether that's discussions, surveys, any kind of data you keep, all that good stuff. And number 6 is who? So who you'll be affecting, and then who's going to be leading the project. We kind of ask those in different sequences. So who's going to lead the planning, and how many of those are 23 and under? And then what's your participation goal? How many of those are 23 and under? And then how many live in the community where your program will take place? And how do you plan to recruit and get people involved? And then approximately how many people will benefit from the program? And for that question, we've gotten answers as much as like the entire population of Baltimore City. We've got like 2,024. It just depends on your project and what you do.
May I add?
Oh, someone said this is their favorite session. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, but I was gonna say, like, to add to that question, it could be people who aren't a part of the program and are just being impacted, the families of the young people that attend the program. Also, when it asks what workshop you attended, this is the private workshop. Just throwing
Right. Sorry, I should have said that. Thank you. So after that who stuff, the where is where your program will take place. If it's on Zoom, you can do that and give us a link, please. If it's like at a library, let us know that, just the address, that kind of stuff. And then when is when your program will start and when you think it'll end, if it will. If it won't, just say it's ongoing. Next is the timeline. This is like one of the main focus points that we look at when we look at an application. So you talked about your plan and what was that? Question 2. With the timeline, you're gonna basically, I don't know how to explain that more. It's your timeline. So say the task to be done under that section, and then by when in the next one. For example, it could be make and print flyers is task to be done, and then by when could be, you don't need a specific date. You could just be like March 2023, and then post flyers around the community would be another task, and then by when, April 2023, something like that. Number 10, we're just asking if you need any additional assistance from us to help carry out your programs. We have an entire committee committed just to helping our grantees with anything they may need. It could be shout out on social media, help recruiting. Maybe a problem showed up that you didn't anticipate, and we can help you solve it. Maybe just let us know. And then if there's anything else that you would like to share with us. That's it for the narrative. I should have said this earlier, but if there's any questions, you guys can't talk, but please put them in the chat and stop me. We'll be happy to answer them. If it's not I got little things in the way, hold on.
Oh, we have a question in the chat.
So if it's not a program, something.
Sir.
Oh, an event, because the little heart small thing's in the way, sorry. The logo.
Oh.
If there's not a program, then more of an event that will be recurring once every year. What will it still be like?
Yeah. Okay. You had me for a second, but we don't fund like short term anything. So if it's going to be an event, we wouldn't fund it unless it's a series of events happening. Like, okay, I throw this event twice a month for a year, or like once every month, and it's continuing. But like if it's just a one-time event, no.
Or if the event is part of the overall plan. So if you're doing other stuff, and there's events at the beginning, the middle, the end, or even if it's one event, but it's part of a plan.
Yeah, so like
we've had projects where people do like sessions leading up to an event. Let's say you're mentoring or you're teaching something, something like that, and it's leading up to that event, then that would apply to our guidelines. But just the one event a year doesn't qualify. I'm sorry.
Could I give y'all some background?
Mm-hmm.
So Gemma's a youth artist. She's actually a senior at Poly, and she's had a program called Artist to Artist, where she's been helping some younger youth, basically teaching them all about artistry. And recently, I think a couple months ago, she had her first youth art showcase. So I think that she was talking about funding that, but she also does mentor them in her program, so it possibly could go to like materials or that whole
Yes,
thing.
definitely. Yeah. So that
and like pay for the materials. Well, I'm not saying we are going to fund it. I can't get people but it sounds like it meets our guidelines.
Yeah, as long as you're not applying just for that one art showcase, and the rest is in it, then yeah, it sounds like you qualify. Someone said, can we go over the what again?
The criteria.
I'm passionate about young people winning these grants. So sometimes it's how you tell the story, Gemma. You're not, even if what the money you need is for the event, you're not doing an event. You're doing a holistic, comprehensive artist development program that includes
Don't teach nobody how to spin. No, but we it sounds like you're organizing for these events and stuff. So that definitely sounds like it's part of your plan.
So yeah, I will go over the criteria again before I get into the budget. Let's scroll up, it's fine. So basically, the projects funded will be those that address a critical community problem, where young people come up with the idea, create the plan, do the work, and make all the decisions. That can be started and carried out by the same group of young people, that are long term and make a lasting change. We consider long term to be around a year because we give out yearly grants. As we stated just a few seconds ago, we don't fund like 1 day or short term events. But if you have a program similar to Gemma's, I believe your name was, that may qualify. Then the last one is projects that have a realistic budget and solid plan. And then there was a whole spiel about stipends and how we only do that for renewals. So if you're not a renewal, you don't have to worry about that. We won't fund that. Can it be current? Does it have to be? It can be current and existing, of course. Yes. Outside of grant making, this organization also, I can't see that word.
Is your organization also open to doing sponsorships or partnerships?
Partnerships, most definitely. Sponsorships, we can't sponsor a grant or a project that we funded, but we may be able to connect you to a sponsor. We have a partnership with another organization that may be able to sponsor you. But partnerships, most definitely. There'll be some contact info and some social media stuff at the end. But if that's all the questions for that, I'll get into the budget. This is again, like the timeline, a big focus point for us when we read the applications. How can we fill this out? We can send this to you. I guess we'll send it to Cam, and she can get it to you. I don't know.
And I can put it in the most of the heartbeats that are watching are with our year-round program, so I can send it in their group chat, and then for Talia, I can send it to her via email or something like that.
Okay, we usually have like a stricter process for handing out the application, but I think, is that okay, you guys?
At the end, we will leave Julie or Ruben's email.
Oh, right.
Say you were here, you attended this workshop, but our process is really strict, so you must attend a workshop for you to like apply for a grant.
I forgot about the email thing. Thank you. Yeah. So just if you email either me or Julie, and let us know that you were here, we'll send it to you.
We have other upcoming workshops. So, we have other upcoming workshops. So if you have any friends or any other persons that you know that have ideas or projects they want to start, please refer them to us because we do have other workshops coming up.
Oh yes. If you follow our social media, you can keep up with it at Yard Grants.
So for the budget, first few questions are pretty simple. It's what's the total cost of your program, and then how much are you asking just from YAR? I'm sorry. Your program could cost more than $5,000, which is our max award. That does not mean just because we give out a max of $5,000 that you can't get funding from somewhere else. You absolutely can. We just want to know how much you're asking from us and how much is coming from somewhere else, which kind of goes into question 3. What are your other sources of funds available to you? And then the fourth one is, have you lined up any contributions of time, talent, and materials to your program? This is any kind of donations, somebody volunteering their time, maybe someone gave you all like materials, or even a space to meet, things like that. Something you don't have to pay for, huh? And then number 5 is who will oversee or manage the funds from your project, not your sponsor. And then the next part's for renewals. We got to change the number on that because it says 5 twice. So if you can scroll down to the budget sheet, I can explain this to people
I'm zooming.
Thank you.
What did you
So this is our
Nothing.
this is our budget template. We request an itemized budget from all our grantees. So I'll go over this example here, and it'll basically just follow the steps. So in the materials or in supplies section, this person said they needed t-shirts, and then in the explanation of expenses, we kind of asked the why, how many, where'd you get it from, and how much it cost. And so here they say 20 t-shirts. It's for the youth organizers to wear at events. It's $10 per t-shirt for a total of $200. And then they have where it's purchased from. And in the next column, it says that the total request in the hour is $100. And then the amount of source funding from other sources is $100. And then in the total, it's $200. I think that's pretty simple. If you need help, again, let us know. We have an entire committee dedicated to helping you all. Even before you submit the application, we have TA sessions, so you can come to us and ask for help there. I do want to note that the person, the contact info for that says the Third Apparel Company in that second column is an actual company. He does our t-shirts and hoodies and merch and stuff. We told him we'd shout him out at our Grant Seeker workshops and wherever we can. So if y'all want to contact him for some merch, please do. The prices aren't real, but the contact is. So just let me know. And then you'll just copy. And then you can just copy that format all the way down to the end of the budget. And then you can go to the next page for me, please. This is the last thing we need you all to do besides signing it at the end. This is demographic information. This does not depend on whether you get funding or not. This is for us, our data, and for our funders, so we know the communities that we're servicing. So we basically just ask the number of males, females, and non-gender conforming individuals in the different age ranges here, and then in the next one, it's the races that are a part of your project. And then the next page is just you signing it and dating it and sending it in to us. That's it for the application. Are there any questions? I know we only have a few minutes left. I know you guys might be typing, so I'll pass it on to whoever has to go, and then I'll put my email in the chat so you can send me questions or just let me know that you're here so I can send you the application. Thank you all for being here. I love y'all.
We love you too.
I wasn't talking to you, but thanks.
I think I'm a senior citizen, so I'm having a hard time.
The next thing that we had, I know for sure, was an activity. Oh, it was important dates, and next is the activity. So we're gonna go over the important dates first, and we're gonna wrap up.
Okay. So some important dates to remember: the deadline. Applications are due by Monday, April 24th, no later than 5 p.m. So if you're able to get them in, please do. And then,
I just wanted to add, if they submit it 501, they will not be accepted.
okay. The initial review, the our board will review application at the April board meeting. For the presentation, applications who meet the basic guidelines will be asked to present their project to a group of the our board members. Renewal requests may not be required to present, and presentations will be scheduled through mid-May. As for final decisions, we'll make final decisions at the May board meeting. So pretty much when we come together and decide. And as for other information, technical assistance, grant seekers can and are encouraged to request a technical assistance session. Technical assistance can include, but is not limited to, project idea development, assistance with developing an itemized budget and reviewing grant applications. So please, if you need help, please come to us. We will gladly help you. If you don't think you need it, just let us review it. We are happy to help. So please let us know. And this is Mariah.
Yes, Mariah.
Oh yeah. Like I said earlier, since we running low on time, we wanted to do an activity with y'all, but I still want to hear about ideas that y'all was coming up with as Ruben was facilitating the guideline and application. So if y'all have any ideas or brainstorm any project ideas, please put them in the chat because we're very interested to hear. And we're looking forward to hearing them coming through the grant pool when we read our applications too.
I can share real quick. I know we probably gonna have like comments because I saw like 4 or 5 people say they were interested, and I remember actually attending before the pandemic. But I think one thing that I'm interested in doing is using it to fund my program that I want to do over the summer. So everybody knows that I'm the creator of KR Smoothies, and I've been transitioning into being a nonprofit. So I have like the legal part covered, but as far as like carrying out the program, since I'm at school, I want to make sure that I'm hands-on. So I'll probably be doing a summer program where I mentor young Black girls in the city to learn about entrepreneurship through a hands-on perspectives, providing them with all of the materials and everything like that.
For the sake of time, if you have like an idea to pitch, could you like pitch that idea and say like why you believe it meets NAR's guideline and what you're going to be doing to like impact the community within it? Oh yeah, having that up would help.
Can we go to the slide with the contact information? So people can
Absolutely. I was thinking that.
Oh yeah.
So next steps, please send email to the email on the screen, and please contact us if you need any feedback or questions that you need answered, and please schedule your TA classes.
Yeah, again, email Julie to get that application.
And if they need to handwrite everything.
Oh, if you would like to handwrite your application, specify in your email so we can send you a copy for that.
All right, thank you so much for your presentation. Normally how we end Winning Wednesday is with a jewel. I know with a lot of y'all, so maybe y'all could do like 1 or 2, and then we'll go ahead and close out and wish everybody have a good night.
What is a jewel?
So a jewel is basically like a little bit of wisdom or motivation to leave people with.
Oh, can I say something, y'all? Since this was a workshop to get y'all to apply for our grant, I want to leave y'all with, we are youth like y'all. It's no unfair judgment coming from us. We want y'all to help the community just as much as we want to help the community. So yeah.
If it makes y'all feel better, I'm like our second oldest young person. I'm only 21.
I'm the oldest person, and I would just like to say that we're offering, I think, 3 private workshops. We come to you all because of your reputation for doing amazing work, and so we're personally inviting you to apply. I mean, doesn't make you any more competitive, but your reputation is amazing. You all are amazing, and so we're here to personally invite you to apply.
Also, since we gave that highlight, I met Gemma at like an event a while ago. You super dope. And Dawn.
Gemma applied.
I think y'all all should, honestly.
Thank you.
Also, we know funders. My bad, real quick. We know funders. If you need other like funding opportunities, you can feel free to ask us about like other opportunities. We apply for grants to give grants. So yeah.
Thank you. I think for my jewel, I'm gonna say give it all that y'all got. I know for me lately I've been kind of holding back a little, especially with like doing my program and everything because it's a little bit difficult being vulnerable. But make sure that y'all give it all that y'all got, ask for help, and do everything that y'all need to see your dreams come true. So I love y'all. I see y'all later. Make sure that y'all screenshot this slide. Y'all hit them up so y'all can get your application. I'm gonna do that too. And I'm gonna see y'all again in another 2 Wednesdays. So bye. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank y'all.
See y'all.
Adios.